Absolutely. I think the, the number one tip I would give them, and I got three of them. Number one tip that I would give prospective buyers is who you use as your buyer representation and who you use as your closing escrow, or closing agent or attorney matter.
Okay.
And they matter a lot. Again, back to the main point that in Belize there is, for real estate agents at least, I know for attorneys there is, you have the bar and association.
We have a licensing regime in it, yes.
Absolutely. For real estate agents there isn't a licensing board, there isn't a board to overlook that every agent is acting in a fiduciary manner.
Understood. Including government, no government oversight of the industry.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, it's important that you use an agent who, first of all, is not just nice and knowledgeable of the market, but also has that level of, I would say, ethics and fiduciary responsibility to look out for your well-being.
I support that one, Job. I mean, people that understand conflict of interest and, again, that fiduciary duty. You are acting on behalf of your client and their best interest should be in mind.
Absolutely.
So I understand that. Any other tips there?
Well, and then one of the next questions that a buyer might have would be like, how do we find an agent like that? Well, first of all, there's three tips that I always give to that.
Okay.
If an agent shows you across the board what is listed, that is a good sign.
Sure.
The fact that they're willing to submit other website listings to you.
Show properties that aren't their own listings.
Yeah, exactly.
Understood. Okay.
So that there isn't that necessarily conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm.
Another big thing that I've seen now, especially because I do neighborhood update videos,
Okay.
Folks appreciate the fact that I give them pros and cons for a specific property or area. And that's the thing, a property can be as good as it can be, but there will be cons to it as well.
Of course, always.
And if your agent is open about those pros and cons for overall the properties they're showing you, that's a good sign, definitely.
I think that's an excellent point that I'd like to say something about, Job. You would love to hear, as to make an educated decision, the good as well as the bad. I have noticed that some people in the industry kind of hide or brush under the carpet some of the bads or some of the downsides. And I think that's excellent that you share that.
Absolutely. I prefer a buyer to know, and I'm not just saying like me, there's many more great agents in this country that I prefer them to know the good and the bad from the get-go, so that when they do encounter it, it's not taking them from a point of shock, like, oh my goodness, how did I not knew this?
Gotcha.
Stuff like that. And just overall, basically, the last thing is that they actually listen to your needs and wants and the budget, and your budget, and their results of properties that they want to show you reflect that.
Sure.
Absolutely.
They take into account your particular desires.
Take into account.
Got it.
And then the second best tip that I can give buyers when it comes to any property, whether it comes to land, condo, or home, don't buy for the potential that it could be, or the potential that they're telling you of something that's coming along, or the next big thing.
Grand promises.
Grand promises. Buy for what it is now, for the market now.
Yeah.
Look into comparables to see what other listings in the area
I
are.
think that is sage advice. What I hear, how I would translate that is, hey, don't believe everything you hear. Just don't believe that this is going to be the next best thing in 10 years, 5 years, or next year. Buy for now. Buy for what you're looking for.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if it's worth that money now, then go ahead. But
sure,
definitely, absolutely.
Yeah, chances are that values will improve and continue to increase. Okay, well, I appreciate those tips. Thank you for that. I know that our viewers will really appreciate those tips as well.